Get you back here. So anyway, but yeah, that's keeping up with the Bidens, y'all, and we'll see how this. I know this year ain't gonna end right, but
garbage and sanitation worker. No, they want to live in big houses that they see on videos.
You know, my thing is, I thought it was funny because it was a caller that did it, but at the end of the day, it's when you're a public figure,
that the whole thing makes me sick to my stomach.
You know what I'm saying? 99.9% of the time, I love living in this, country that we're free and we have this freedom of speech. But every now and then,
when she
man,
did
listen,
the
Trump, brother, if she could turn back the hands of time, Doc, ain't no Dave Chappelle, I'll tell you that.
And so you need to be put out and put on notice. The hell no.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Thank you, Reba. Hey, good Monday. And guess what? This is the day we actually celebrating Juneteenth. So shall I say happy Monday, Juneteenth to everybody? Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll talk about it sometime today. But y'all, it's good to see y'all. I ain't seen y'all in like 7 days. I know it's showtime. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. Y'all, it is showtime, and I am excited to see y'all. So y'all know how we do it. When y'all come in, y'all say what's up because it's morning time, and we have a lot to talk about because the world ain't getting no better, is it? Y'all, so the whole family's here, and everybody has something to say. I think a couple of us have a little more to say if you send us a little change. How about it? Y'all want to send us a little change today? Maybe not. Man, bring the family on so we can get started. I really want to talk about a couple things. Hello. Did we all benefit from Juneteenth? Can I tell y'all happy Juneteenth? I think Black got it. He got out. Y'all knew before we did, didn't y'all?
Yeah. The North already knew.
But the rest of us, we didn't find out till later on.
Yeah.
But happy Juneteenth to everybody.
Salute.
Anybody eat watermelon today? Hey, Shantae, no watermelon?
Hey, what's up, Shantae? No, I didn't eat no watermelon, brother.
No red soda?
Nah, no red soda. No,
okay.
No.
No pig product?
No pig product today.
No.
Yesterday.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We don't celebrate it like we used to, right? They name what else did they used to make for Juneteenth? Was it beans? Or am I thinking New Year's? I don't know. Whatever.
Somebody made some chitlins and some greens.
They did do that. Well, listen. We're excited. The white people just figured it out last year that Juneteenth was something, and now they just really excited. So we'll talk about it, right? Well, y'all, it's good to see everybody. Y'all got a lot of hot opinions today? Because I'm gonna need them. I got a couple things we're gonna talk about.
Always.
Yes, sir.
Always.
Okay, man. Well, let's get started in this thing, y'all. Keeping up with January. Listen, these folks in these investigations, man, they moving the ball again. I really feel like we're headed for a brick wall, though. I really feel like we're test dummies in a car, and we're really running into a brick wall because the problem is with this thing. I don't want to get vulgar. Lee, I may need you. No, I'm just teasing. I want to say this. All this good information is coming out and being put on the table, but I mean, I feel a slap fest coming on. So I just really feel like that attorney general don't want that smoke, man. And I just feel like somebody has some pictures of Garland, probably in some type of lingerie that is of the female species, and they're going to release him if he tries to pull this trigger. So I really don't think he's going. I mean, because there's one man said, one man put it, if what these people have unearthed about Donald Trump and what he's done, if they don't at least put some type of indictment for him, he said they're gonna have to produce one heck of a press conference on the reason why. And I said, you know what? That makes sense to me because y'all gonna really have to do some explaining to these folks. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Have y'all been watching? Probably not.
I still ain't watching.
I know.
I actually read something. Earlier today by Kevin McCarthy. He's complaining that the committee is not bipartisan now. You know, they wanted to set up this investigation committee, and they wanted a bipartisan. Where the Democrats actually wanted a bipartisan committee when they first was trying to introduce this, but the Republicans didn't want that. Exactly. But now Trump and McCarthy is complaining because they saying that there's not enough Republicans this committee. So I'm like, what the hell do y'all want? I mean, what is it? You know, yeah. I don't get it. But it's smoke and mirrors. Who knows what's gonna happen with this stuff? Probably nothing.
Yeah. No, you're right. Now I will say this. What's up, bro? Good to see you.
What's up, Charles?
Yeah, man. So
what up, Charles?
So I will say this now. They have really gotten Trump's attention because now he's talking. And so this last little Republican meeting, he's a good PR guy. I give it to him. So now he's making this statement, and which is getting really dicey. He says this, like, he says, if I run in 2024, I'm ready to pardon all you guys that's involved in January 6th.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
This
that's that WP, bro. You know that's that WP. Come on, good old boys. You know how they do. And they gonna sit and all the other ones gonna sit right on the sideline and watch him do it.
But nobody's lying. That's what's so funny, that he's lying. He will tell them anything. He sells them red popsicles and white gloves. They are so stupid. I'm serious. He can sell them anything and they just buy it. And then when it doesn't happen, he'll say it's the Democrats' fault.
Yep, you're right. Yep. So I don't know, y'all, but they got another hearing coming up tomorrow. And so they want to talk to Supreme Court Justice what's that, Clarence Thomas. They want to talk to his wife, that big Karen. Yeah, so it's in these emails.
Those text messages, huh?
Yes, sir.
Those text messages and emails, right?
And listen, and what they said was, since the last hearing, they said, what you say, pardon implies he knows they did something. Exactly right. But again, like Kenny said, it's just that privilege, right? So apparently, since these hearings, man, one of the people who are involved in the investigation, I can't think of one of the senators' names, but he made a statement. He said that, what you say, aren't they still on the bus saying that, they saying a whole lot of stuff, like Devin saying. I mean, it's just, again, you selling sand at the beach, right? It doesn't matter to them. But one of the senators is saying that they are getting more information, that they know something now today that they didn't know Saturday. And they said it's very important to them. So, again, we're going to see. Nobody cares unless the dog is going to bite. And that's all that matters. If the dog ain't going to bite, well, then pull the teeth out their mouth. Right. It don't matter. None of this matters. So that's listen, I ain't speaking for all black people, but I'm telling you, black folks want to see some teeth. So that's what we want to see. And you heard the bell.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Inflation hike. Now, see, I think this is what we really want to be talking about, right? So apparently, the Fed went ahead and raised the interest rate by 0.75%, right? Yeah, 0.75%. Now, I ain't the smartest man in the room, but inflation going up by 0.75, that hadn't taken place in like a few decades, right? If I'm not mistaken. And it's going to affect a lot of people. Yeah, about 40 years. And so what that means for a lot of people is they really want you to keep your money in your pocket. That's what they're really trying to do. But we got a lot of bad habits. Ma'am, how many games you got in your Amazon card today?
No, but let me tell you what I discovered.
Oh, okay. We'll go
Amazon has coupons. You can click at the top and you can find coupons, and you can get 10% off certain things and 5% off certain things. And I know the stock markets, a lot of the prices of things have like significantly decreased. So this is a good time to be buying your Amazon and your Tesla. And I'm just saying, there's some things you gotta dig deep in your thoughts about it and try to
wow. Wow. So everything is getting more expensive, from your cars to your houses, right? Everything, because of the interest rates and all the white people that get the loans, they got to pay more back. But the only thing that didn't go up was your paycheck.
Thanks.
So Black, again, you move a little different than the rest of us. So I know you didn't hit nothing on you. So, but can you help us out? What is this interest hike going to do for us these next few weeks?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Think about one of the scenes in one of my favorite series, The Wire, and this Daniel's wife. She said, "You can't lose if you don't play." We're all hamsters in this game. We're on a wheel, and they keep us on this wheel, constantly running. So I love what you just brought up, Sister Devin. On the one hand, we're seeing inflation that we haven't seen in 40, 50 years. Gas prices, food prices. Nobody wants to admit that we're in a recession, things of that nature. And yet you see one of the biggest companies from one of the wealthiest men on the planet figuring out a way to keep us clicking and buying, So it's the old parlor game to, on the one hand, while the Fed's is doing something over here, but the 1% of the richest people on the freaking planet are also figuring out a way to keep you spending. So we're hamsters on this wheel that, we just keep running and chasing our tail and we can't get off the wheel. So the reality is, on last Monday's show, we talked about some really good ideas of how we on a microeconomic level can watch out for ourselves. So sometimes you have to get off the wheel and not play, And so for me, and this is just in any everyday life, we got to buy things, Sister Devin. I'm with you 1,000%. There are things we need and we want, and I'll be damned if you're gonna work all week and not give yourself some enjoyment. So I'm not advocating that on any level. I am just saying, though, be smart about your purchases. Make sure if you are making those purchases, make sure it's benefiting you personally on your small personal level. And don't worry about making these other people rich and things like that. Keep your enjoyment of life, because otherwise, what are we on this damn wheel for anyway? But at the same time, live close enough to the ground that if we have to jump off, the skid marks won't tear our ass.
Yeah, and here it is. And I want to bring this point up to the other two of you. The problem is that this is only one half of the coin. See, there's another coin to this interest hike rate, right? While they're trying to stop this momentum of all this spending. Here's another thing. If they don't understand the balance of stopping the spending, but then stopping it so much to where nobody wants to spend anything, then here comes the recession. And again, like she said about Trump, they trying to feed us this foolishness that they have this under control. No food. Y'all done broke the brake on the train and the train is still running. And y'all don't want to tell us that y'all don't know how to stop the train. And then until we hit that end of the road that a recession is going to hit, here's the reality. They don't have the authority to control what happens next.
Correct.
They're hoping that this thing doesn't spiral into a recession. And a recession is meaning that then when you want to stop people from spending, then they just stop spending on their own. And then how you gonna get them back to spending? So y'all be smart, man, because this is a good time for people to understand. Have your money ready when it's time to make some moves instead of you spending it all now. Because there's going to come a point that when they can't figure this thing out, guess what? They're gonna start flooding this thing with giving us opportunities to get some good deals. So I don't know what you think about that, Kenny.
I mean, you definitely hit the highlights. I think the last recession we had was that back in 2009.
94.
The last constant recession we had.
Oh, recession.
94.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we had.
No, I'm sure. No, I'm tripping. I thought you were talking about the. Yeah, you're right.
What did like 2009?
The mortgage. It was Obama.
And obviously, right, the mortgage crisis and all that just
and the banks
scared a lot of people. I think right. I think right now, I think this inflation was scared, man. I mean, people still trying to recover from the pandemic, and now, it seems like this pandemic, this COVID is about to inch back up again. I think this unemployment is about to unemployed is inching up again. I just read a report that last week, increased employment and unemployment claims happened last week. So you combine all that. Now, I think employers are going to probably hire people. This is a scary time right now. Again, like you said, I think people just have to be smart with their money. Do not spend a little bit, but then make sure you staying within your budget because you still got to live, you still got to eat, you still got to get gas, you still got to go to work. So I think that's just, you got to be smart at this point.
We are the most undisciplined people, and I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about people in America, period. Right? We don't have any discipline.
Right.
Like if you got it in the one hand and you just ready for it to go at another. So this is really going to expose a lot of people. Like, I'm literally telling my kids, like, they don't understand why I'm kind of moving the way I'm moving, and why now y'all sharing plates. Yeah, no, y'all need to understand what this is, because if I don't teach you now, then you're gonna look like some of these fools now as adults when this happens again. So, but man, I know I said a lot there, but as far as just that balance, how do we keep that balance there?
What's funny is, and maybe not y'all, because you guys know me through here, but a lot of people, they kind of judge me and they think I'm kind of, I spend a lot. And I really don't. I'm so cheap. Like, when I get an item, and if it looks like it's a high money item, what you don't know is I've been saving for that item for like a year or two.
Okay.
Because when my bank account, I was in a bad situation in the past. We'll just say that. So when my bank account gets really low, I start having some PTSD from the past where I didn't have nothing, and it took me forever to kind of pull myself up by my bootstraps. But I also don't want to be like a lot of black people that I've taken care of, who, especially much older black men who lived mediocre lives, and they died, y'all, with hundreds of thousands of dollars, like in their air conditioner, under their mattress. And then they got these fools for grandkids who went through and just flew through it on rims, because people don't respect the hard work this man did all his life, right? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to die leaving my ungrateful ass kids all my money. I'm going to enjoy it in pieces. But I also, what I tell my daughters is, you're supposed to always have a kiss my ass fun in any walk of life, whether it's work, relationships. I'm just saying, it's the truth. So you never get where you spend everything, but that's why I coupon, and that's why I check prices at 4 different places. And, because I'm not going to use toilet paper called toilet paper. I'm not there yet, but I will price out how much the decent toilet paper is.
And she says she's using coupons now, so hey, it is what it is. I mean, Amazon is the new Dollar General.
I'm frugal.
Oh, okay. And I like lasagna, so.
Can I say just one last thing?
Of course, man.
One quick point, and I posted this on my page, I think just today. Don't think for one moment, whatever they're doing, the feds, whatever, that they give a damn about you.
Oh, wow.
They're literally considering. Our president says he's considering, doing a gas tax hike, but he's got to wait till maybe next week to think about it. It's amazing how when it came time to allocate $40 billion, let's do it, let's make it happen. We ain't got to think about it. It's the right thing to do. But the idea that he would save the American citizens some money, even though we have a surplus on gas, let me wait and think and see what might happen. They don't give a damn about us. Kanye West said it a long time ago about Bush. Lee Black is saying it about this decrepit old crypt keeper in office. He don't give a damn about us.
Listen, man. Oh, that's funny. I will say this. I ain't trusting no old white man that fall on a bicycle in the age of 70. That's just what I ain't doing. I don't know what fool told that man to ride a bicycle, and then he tried to stop and then fall. Hey, listen, dude, you the leader of the free will. How you know where you riding a bicycle? Okay, anyway. Know your equilibrium off. So, anyway. Okay. We're gonna wait on that gas tech holiday. Gas tech tax holiday. Let's just talk about Juneteenth anyway. We waited that long for that. We waited this long for Juneteenth. I know you ain't giving us no gas on a holiday. So ladies and gentlemen, again, like we said, happy Juneteenth today. we celebrate. The best explanation I've had about Juneteenth was the fact that 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, all of a sudden, the Texas, some of the troops that came from up north came down south, and then from down south, these troops came and said, "Hey, black folks, we free now." But the issue is that they had no one to protect their freedom. And that was really interesting to me because it doesn't matter if you're free if there's nobody there to protect you from your freedom. So the laws in Texas wasn't changing to help them stay free. And as we saw even in the Jim Crow era, as long as the law is behind the foolishness, then it doesn't matter what bills are being passed if nobody's willing to enforce them. And that's the reality. They had no one there to enforce the freedom that we received 2 years prior until those soldiers got here, and they knew who they was up against. And so that's really interesting to me to see that. So, the face now that's being shown to this is Opal Lee. And if y'all don't know who Opal Lee was, she's down here in Texas. Shout out to Fort Worth. She actually walked from Fort Worth to Washington, D.C., right, to get this recognition of Juneteenth. And so, she got a lot of miles on them dogs, but it paid off. What'd you say, Black? Go ahead.
95. No, I'm just saying 95 years old.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? And and we barely struggling trying to get past 70. You know what I'm saying? Biden falling off bikes. So, but you got to, what is the term? I can't think of it, but for a black woman to walk that many miles for something she believes in, man, that just shows that the strength in black people is amazing. So I mean, how as far as where you at, Black, as far as Juneteenth, man, do you celebrate it? Do you recognize it? I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
So this almost ended up being my segment today, and I was torn between what I'm talking about and this. To answer your question directly, I celebrate it in the sense that I'm proud of what it represents. Now I didn't go out and do anything. There are lots of celebrations happening right here in Atlanta based on that. And real quick, just real short, I promise I won't be long-winded, but I think about the sacrifice that somebody like the 95-year-old lady did to bring this to fruition. Because for her, what it represents, at 95 years old, she's seen it all. She's seen it all in her lifetime, and probably never thought she would see an African-American president. And, so bring that up for a reason, because in so many ways, while we hit this high mark of it being a federal holiday and it being recognized for what it is, in so many other ways, we're going backwards, and Brother Kenny, he challenged us and challenged me in particular, to try to support black businesses over this particular weekend. And I tried. I really did. And this almost being my story. So I had a horrific experience with an African American business on Saturday, which highlights just how much further we need to go. Because when you look at a 95-year-old woman who's been walking, putting in the time, effort, energy, sacrifice so that we could be recognized and being free, but freedom is not free. And it's so many generations that it came behind her that they've been grandfathered into all of these entitlements, and they don't appreciate what it took for women to vote, for the struggle of black people, and to be able to drive a Lexus. And then so even when you want to patronize one another, we get treated with such a level of disrespect that I end up having to call corporate and basically cost this young lady her job. But it had to be done. It had to be done. So as far as we've come, got a long way to go.
Okay. So, ma'am, let me ask you this question. As far as Juneteenth this is the second year as it being a federal holiday, how tolerant are we of our white counterparts and their enthusiasm now, because listen, it is really baffling me how many white people are, and I say acting, but they're expressing their ignorance towards Juneteenth as though they never knew anything about this. How tolerant are we of them? And all of a sudden, this level of excitement, like Oh my, this is great. You mean this is great? It's over 100 years. Okay, anyway, are we tolerant or should we be tolerant?
I mean, I think a lot of people feel like they have this need of, like they feel like they have to be this ally, and saying it's like, to me, like, because it was a couple people at a meeting today, like mentioning Juneteenth, because this black girl was like, "Oh, there's a holiday today," and the white people were like, "Yeah, it's Juneteenth. It's a federal holiday," and she said, "I thought it was yesterday," and so it's not that she didn't know.
Right.
They called themselves like educating her, and they were like so proud of it and standing in it. And I'll be honest with you, and I'll also be short, but I was always an advocate for Juneteenth until this year. I don't like it no more.
They don't let the white folk in. You don't like it no more.
A quiet, close, small town thing where black people acknowledge the people who suffered unnecessarily for like another 2 years and went through that. Because I'm definitely Generation X, but I think I must be like a Zennial or whatever they call it. Because I'm thinking about these folks committed a crime. They held these people for 2 more years and nothing ever happened. There was no consequences, but we celebrating it like somebody just like, it's not like they didn't gain like civil rights on that day. It wasn't the day slavery was emancipated. It was the day that people who were emancipated found out that they didn't have to sit there and continue to do the work. And it irritates me because then when people start talking about it and I'm seeing all the memes and gifs of people in chains, and I don't like it. I always kind of associated it with positive things and food and kind of hanging out and acknowledging that, and for people to be making it what it is, like it's something to be celebrated. And I just don't think it's a good thing. Like we don't celebrate when Rodney King got his ass beat in one movie. So I don't know.
Well, and again, it's a balance, right? Because they're so enthusiastic about something that we've been celebrating, but at the same time, we have this, give me my stuff and don't mess it up. It's ours. We want it, right? And it's like, and even to Shantae's point, letting us know that, the jobs is all of a sudden now they coming out with these diversity inclusions of Juneteenth. Like, I don't need no education about this. You the one need the education. What you telling me for? So, my thing is Kenny, I heard one of the Caucasian colleagues of mine, she was trying to crack a joke. And we was like, hey, why you didn't take off for Juneteenth? She said, well, he better use his PTO. And I looked and I said, okay, all right, you don't know me like that, but it's, yeah. So I think the enthusiasm, okay, I get it, but the disingenuousness about it is, I think, where I struggle. And how can we at least give our Caucasian counterparts some clarity in being more genuine about this approach? Because all they're looking at is another day to go to the lake and go kick it. That's all this really is to them.
Right. I don't think it's our duty to educate them on Juneteenth or any other Black holiday. And this goes back. This shows you the inadequacy of the education system in this country when it comes to history. That's not me. It's not responsibility to tell John what Juneteenth means. If you want to know, you go look it up and you find out. And see, and this ties to the critical race theory. See, now, I mean, to me, white folks don't want to be feeling guilty about stuff, but let's go and keep it funky.
Yep.
Your ancestors was some devils. I'm just gonna keep it real. So, and that's history. We ain't making this up. This ain't no fairy tale. This it out, and much respect to her. I definitely see 95% man, and she's seen it all. She's sicked on by dogs and all this stuff. So my thing is, I just hope that Juneteenth won't be commercialized, which it probably will be. But to answer your question, Brenton, I don't think it's my responsibility to educate my white brothers and sisters on the holiday. They should find that themselves.
Yeah, the oxymoron of this country is here in one sentence. This country celebrates the 4th of July and Juneteenth. That's an oxymoron. which one is it? So I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? That's how jacked up we are as a country that we celebrate two different holidays for freedom. All right. I'm with you. Juneteenth is Texas specific. That's true.
It is.
But now they don't let the cat out the bag, so everybody finna embrace it now. Wait till 10 years from now.
Did y'all see the Juneteenth sale selling furniture and cars, and like people look like they're commercializing Juneteenth. I don't know.
Listen. Anyway, wait till Opal die. We'll see what they do about that. We're gonna have Uncle Sam and Aunt Opal. Watch. Okay, I'm just teasing. Okay, maybe. All right, man. What we got next? I'm sorry. Well, there it is, sir. It is your time, Brother Kenny. Give us that sports segment as only you can.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, guys? It's been a week since we last spoke with one another. The Golden State Warriors are the champions. They defeated the Celtics in 6, 4-2. They had a big parade going on today. Yeah, you called it. I said, but must respect Curry. He did that. That young man did his. Congratulations to Golden State on winning their 4th championship in 8 years. So now the question is Stephen Curry a top 10 player of all time? And I'll talk about that tomorrow on TFG Sports Show, 6:30. Tune in.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
Shameless plug. My bad, Brenton. But we're gonna talk about Deshaun Watson. Yeah, we're gonna give you an update on Deshaun Watson. I don't know if you guys heard, but the NFL is seeking a significant suspension for the Cleveland Browns quarterback, Deshaun Watson. He now has 26 lawsuits. 2 were filed about 2 weeks ago. The NFL has pretty much closed the investigation. Ruling is supposedly going to come down real soon. But a New York reporter did a in-depth article and said that according to sources that instead of the 40 women, according allegedly Deshaun Watson was getting massages from, it were like 66 women that he was getting these massages from. And not only that, the Houston Texans enabled him because they set him up in a room and had non-disclosure agreements during this about a year's time. So my question is the Houston Texans just as liable in this case as Deshaun Watson? And I'm gonna go first with I'm gonna let Black go last. I know he got a lot to say. I'm gonna go with you, Sister Devin. What's your thoughts on this?
Man, I definitely think that I don't know. I don't hold them liable. Like I'm saying, if you are a business owner or something and you take customers to like a strip club, you're not responsible if one of them do something wrong or dirty, in the strip club, because, people with money who go to places like that, who get private rooms, a lot of them also have people I, would assume sign agreements to, not tell these folks business. But if one of them go in there and act a fool, I don't think the person who took you there, the salesperson or your company, should be responsible for your, bad behavior. I just think do I believe all these women? No. Like some of these women say they went back 2, 3 times, 2, 3, 4 times. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you the first time. That shouldn't have happened to you. He wrong. But if somebody do me dirty once, I'm not gonna go back and let you slap me 3, 4 more times until you stop. Like that's just dumb. I mean, let's just be real. But I definitely think where there's some smoke, there's fire. But no, I don't think the franchise should be held responsible at all.
Shantae says she think they pimped them out to him. Yeah, that kind of sounds like a little pimping to me. What you think, Brother Brenton?
Well, there's a legal term that this country uses called co-conspirator. And they enabled this young man. They enabled a lot of the young men. But see, the problem why they won't frown upon him like they would somebody else is because that's par for the course in the NFL. Women are degraded in that type of business, right? That's why you got this whole cheerleader scandal in Washington, and people having issues with the Cowboys because that's how this thing goes, right? And so the reason why I don't know who put that out there about Deshaun, they want to see significant issues. Well, the problem is y'all got to understand the precedents that's already been set. You got owners that got caught doing stuff like this. You got other players that's been in situations like this. So what y'all want and what y'all finna get, I'm gonna tell you this one. I'm gonna give you a little secret. That team did not get that man all that money because they think he ain't gonna be there. No, they ain't doing that. They just playing with y'all. They know what's going down. And then when the fire dies out, guess what? He gonna have his butt on that field because he gave him all that money. So no, this ain't the NFL's first hoorah. You know what I'm saying? Just ask what's his name, Gruden from the Raiders. That's a whole scandal in itself. That the NFL.
Yeah.
So this ain't it. Again,
Yeah.
When I think the best thing that happened to Deshaun Washington is when now they trying to pin it on Houston Texans. Now y'all playing with them. Now y'all playing with the big dogs. And y'all shouldn't have done that. Y'all should have left it to the black boy.
All right, Brenton. I know you got something to say on this, brother. What's your thoughts?
Well, to answer your question, do I think the Houston Texans are liable? I do. And having said that, so what? It's par for the course. The NFL is a privately owned entity. I think this is a part of its culture. As we just mentioned, owners engage in this type of behavior, and whether it's wrong or right, we could debate that if you want to, but my thing is, do we charge this to the player? Do we charge it to the game? My thing is, you know what I'm saying? If I go out into some of these sex shops right here in Atlanta, I can go and shop for the things. There's a back room. I know what goes on in that back room. If I enter that back room, I'm entering that world. The establishment is not at fault. I know what it is. So clearly this man has some predilection for massages. Clearly his team had some knowledge, or maybe I see, but I don't want to see. Having said that, they were okay with it. But now if you want me to feel sorry for these nasty, filthy, no good bitches, I'm sorry, I can't. Because my thing is, you know what it is too. When that girl entered Mike Tyson's room at 3 a.m., what you think he wanted to talk about boxing? You know what I'm saying? A man laying on a table and he says, touch me here, touch me there. You got paid, didn't you, ho? You want me to sit up here and believe that I'm supposed to feel sorry for you that after the fact? And if our penal system has decided the charges don't meet the standard to charge, but civilly now you can come after him, and after they made that decision, more nasty bitches is adding on to it. You want me to feel sorry for you? I'm sorry. You got paid and you trying to double dip, in my opinion. So my thing is, this is a privately entity. Go somewhere and go do some more massages. I'm sorry, I just can't feel no sorry for you. I just don't. And I'm not mad with the Houston Texans. I'm not mad with the NFL. It is what it is. It's part of the culture. Get over it. Athletes, since the beginning of time, they get special privileges. And if anybody sitting here don't believe that some of our greatest athletes in any sport, that they don't get that kind of treatment, I got a bridge to sell.
Not a bridge, Doc.
You're right. And that's all facts. So they looking at a minimum. He's probably going to be suspended for at least a year. But $230 million contract guaranteed. So there's some legal writing in that contract that can void some things, but he's pretty much guaranteed that. But he's only going to make $1.1 million this season. That's because of how they got money structured and coming. But next season he will get $47.3 million. But I guarantee you, most likely Deshaun Watson will be suspended for at least this season, and the Cleveland Browns will figure it out. So that's been my sports segment. Tossing it back to you, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, they got good old white boy Baker Mayfield still, so that's why he ain't going nowhere. So we'll see, but that's still gonna make him salty. It's still gonna make him salty. All right, what we got? Oh, now listen. Now this, ma'am, you remember you talked about this, right? That's the only reason that this really got me, because you brought this up. You said one day they're gonna do something in real life. And I said, well, I'll be doggone.
She did.
Squid Game, and I get it. Netflix, y'all. If you invest in the stock market, they took a pretty big hit here the last few months. They probably down about 70% from where they were earlier this year. So they got to do something, man. They're trying to ride this hot wagon on this Squid Game. So apparently Netflix wants to offer a new reality TV game show, Squid Game. So the grand prize is going to be $4.56 million in reward. Now they've guaranteed that no one will die. We'll see.
I won't know about that one.
We'll see. Right. So the stakes are high, but the game won't have the same fate as the movie did. So Netflix has opened casting for the show to English language speakers around the world. Filming will take place, and this is what caught me, in the UK. And when I saw that, I said, because I knew America wasn't gonna fool with that. But we got some fools over here, and somebody's gonna shoot somebody for some money. So I just thought it was interesting. I'm really interested. And what's so interesting that they're gonna take some of the games from the movie. And I said to myself, how y'all not gonna kill somebody if y'all taking the same games from the movie? I don't know. Black, you got time? You gonna sign up for Squid Games?
No, I actually never watched the series. I've yet to watch the series on Netflix. So
wow.
I don't know what all the hubbub is over and everything, but I'm not surprised at this though, because that's where we've hit though as a society, that reality TV is the cheapest type of shows to make and produce. And we are so desensitized to everything now that why not? You know what I'm saying? So this is not a big surprise to me. I probably won't watch this either. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I'm over the whole phenomenon of people making a fool of themselves. For me, I'll tune in when they start some of these people committing crimes. If you're gonna whoop somebody's ass on live TV and do live hangings, then you got me. I like sex and violence.
Oh wow.
Leave the foolishness, you know.
Okay. Man, right. So they're gonna still do 456 players. Ma'am, you gonna sign up?
Heck no, but I'm gonna watch it. It sounds fun to me. Like I was thinking about how they can do it and make it similar to the show, and I could see grown people. I think it'd be fun to see like grown people anywhere from 20 to 90 playing red light, green light, and somebody standing above with like a paint gun, and you wear like a suit and a helmet or whatever, and you get shot with the paint gun, and then you're out and money fall. And now I don't know where all the money's going to come from. Of course, it won't be as much as the actual game, but I think it would be a lot of fun. But I also think they should allow people like crackheads and stuff like that and child molesters and like to play for real. And
then people gonna really die then.
Yeah.
Then I'd watch.
Replace those dummy bullets with some real ones, and then let them play too. Can y'all see a bunch of crackheads in a foot race? Man, that'd be some good TV. Y'all don't know.
Listen, you put a crackhead in a 100-yard dash, he'll get there when you hold that crack up. He'll beat anybody. So, well, you know, I'll say this to your point. If that's the case, I really want people to only. I want the only people to be able to play this game is the people that's in debt for a whole lot of money, because that's gonna. I like make it for real. I want to see the folks who got 100,000 in debt. You know what I'm saying? Or a house about to go on foreclosure in the next 2. That's the kind of people I want to see play, because then you're gonna really get some drama out of that thing. Then, right? Kenny, what you think? Yeah. Should we get the people that's really in debt? He said Devin, the executive producer.
These opinions are his, and TFG is not liable. You got that right, Charles.
Kenny, you playing?
I mean, what kind? You know, I've never. It depends on what kind of games. What
they play.
I ain't never watched it, so I mean,
play marbles.
I mean,
like a lot of the games you played as a kid, they play marbles, like just little normal games like that. But if your marble gets hit out the circle, you die.
Right, that's the problem.
Okay. Now you don't die for real. You just die. You
on the movie.
In the movie.
But on the game, I'm
assuming. Right?
Yeah.
On the movie, you die. I mean, I would. Hey, man. Hey. With this inflation and these gas prices, I'm gonna play. Yeah, as long as I know I can still live. If I can win some of that bread, I play for sure. I play some marbles and red light, green light, stop, and some whatever. Yeah, I do it.
I'm only gonna watch if the people in debt. Other than that, I don't want to see no knuckleheads.
That's all of us. He still ain't paid these student loans off.
Well, some
Shoot,
things you just ain't
yeah, I
gonna get
know
rid
I'm in debt.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I'm talking about the one that got 4 credit cards and owe about 75,000 on them. You know what I'm saying? That anyway. We're gonna see. It's gonna come out here like they already got the new season for the Netflix show. So, and it being in the UK, there's a lot of they're a lot lenient with their restrictions than America is. So, I'm gonna see how bad this get. Maybe they won't kill you, but they may choke you till you pass out, or may drown you till your eyes start rolling in the back of your head, something, right? Get it close, at least close to it. At least Fear Factor tried to kill you, right? So it's okay. Ain't gonna hurt them that bad.
That was what I was trying to think of. I was thinking, was it Fear Factor? Joe Rogan? Was it Joe Rogan that did Fear Factor?
Yep.
Yeah. Was that okay? That's what I was thinking about. Okay.
Yeah. So that should get that close. Y'all be all right. So, all right. Well, we'll check it out. I'll let y'all know when it comes. Oh yeah. I'm finna say, yeah. Okay. Well, ma'am. Now she got an interesting one today, y'all. So y'all hold on to y'all. She dug real deep to get in somebody's business right here. Who business you gonna get into today, ma'am?
Man, I don't know why, but I downloaded Twitter. And the Twitter is the messy. Like the stuff that the people that show up on Twitter, y'all, I'm gonna have to go back to my old school something.
Did you find Black Twitter?
I do need to find Black Twitter because this fool showed up on my Twitter page named Eric Greitens. He is the Missouri governor and GOP Senate candidate, and he called for the folk to go rhino hunting. Rhino means Republican in name only, and this is to just encourage them to vote out all the lawmakers and people who have been against Trump. You see what I'm saying? Trump will make them do anything. They just that stupid. And he posted a video of men in camouflage and with guns and ARs saying they going rhino hunting against these anti-Trump individuals. But my problem is, and I want to know from y'all, and I'm being honest, why was this not considered like a terrorist threat? Because with all of the hype going on now with gun violence and things like that, it's some dummy who missed the short bus and made it to the gun shop, and that would go off and do something like this against those lawmakers. And they're especially interested in things related to January 6th. I want to know what y'all think. Brenton, what do you think about that?
So as the old daytime television show says, like sands in the hourglass, these are the days of our lives.
These are the days of our lives.
We just here, y'all. And like, listen, if senators can threaten other senators on the floor, I mean, in what in the world we think? Again, I said it once and I'm gonna say it again. The people that make the laws can't be the same people that enforce the laws on their own self. Nobody's gonna slap a handcuffs on their own wrist. It's not gonna happen. And so this is the reality when we see people showing us that the truth of the matter is that people are above the law, and the people that are above the law is the ones that wrote the law. And so you'll never listen. It's the perfect storm. He's the right color. He's fussing at the right people, and the people are in charge. They're not gonna do nothing about it. It's Jim Crow 2.0, right? As long as the law is behind you, you can do and say whatever you want to say. It's not gonna bother anybody. So it's the perfect formula for this moment. So that's what it is. So
that's insane. That's insane. And Brother Black, he actually made a statement saying, join the MAGA crew, get a rhino hunting permit. There's no bagging limit, there's no tagging limit, and it doesn't expire until we save our country. Tell me how that wasn't the same thing that happened on January 6th in order to rally up folks and incite.
It is the same thing, but here we are a year and a half removed from what was an insurrection that took place on live TV during the daytime where we all witnessed it, and we still don't call it that. You only have one side using that word. They literally tried to overthrow the government, And so this is art imitating life here. So Brother Brenton is 1000% correct. But a year and a half removed, if we're still unwilling to just flat out call it what it is, and there's been no consequences in up to this stage, no real consequences, then what was the deterrent to prevent this from happening again? That is the organic nature of this episode of our show, is the fact that we started out by talking about the January 6th panels. That's why I refuse to watch it. That's exactly why I refuse to watch it, because even though the balance of power have shifted to the other side, we still don't call terrorists what they are. That we're still dilly-dallying and pretending that left is right and up is down and gray is this color. We still haven't presented enough of a deterrent from this ever happening again, that you have a former president willing to announce that should they even get penalized, he's going to pardon them. What deterrent is that to stop these people, these sycophants, from openly inciting the next riot? And again, if anybody don't think that we're on par for this happening again, you are absolutely crazy. But here's the last part. Our own former vice president, he himself will not stand up in front of broad TV and said they called for my life. They wanted him hanged. So if he's not even willing to admit that that was real, we all in la la land here.
Brother Ken, he actually said that these Republicans in name only, aka rhinos, he accused them of surrendering to Joe Biden and the radical left. And he actually has a site that you can go to, and it's a campaign site, but it says it's to come and get your hunting permit. And it says get yours today at www.dumbass.com or something. Do you think that this will
You crazy?
benefit him, or if it's going to just bite him in the butt?
I think it's going to benefit him. I mean, especially the conservative right. You know, they love their guns and violence. You know, guns and violence is about as American as apple pie and baseball. So I think it's going to benefit him. What I find interesting is that Twitter, social media, you're allowed to post that, and it's not flagged. And we all know Elon Musk is still in the run as the buying Twitter. So you're going to see more of this radical stuff, like, guns and violence and all that. So, I don't think it's going to hurt him at all. I actually think most people are going to jump on the bandwagon, and they're going to go get their guns, and they're going to do the same thing.
I agree. Well, if you go to the site, now Twitter has taken it down because it did violate their rules.
Okay.
It's still floating out there, but it's then been taken down. But if you donate $25, he'll send you, a sticker if you go to that website that I named earlier.
What was the website again?
www.dumbass.com. You go there and you can get your hunting permit. Anyway, I'm going to go back to avoiding dummies and minding my own business now.
All right. Well, thank you, ma'am. You do a great job getting in it, and you do a great job getting out of it. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much. She's just in and out. All right. What we got next? Somebody's hungry. Happy days. Let's see. Kidding. That's somebody hungry. So listen. I just want to ask this question because I saw a really interesting article, and I wanted to ask you guys, out of a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you, ma'am? Scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
I'm probably about a 7.
Okay, that's a good number. So, all right, sir, Black, 1 to 10
for me,
7. Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna make it a 3-piece, Brother Kenny. From 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy? Probably about a 5.
All right. I would say for myself, on a scale of 1 to 10, I probably have a different number every day. No, I'm just teasing. It was kind of hard for me to really put a number on it, but I guess 7 is safe. I guess 8 would be arrogant. I don't know, but here's the article, right? So apparently someone has found a formula for happiness. So I can give y'all a formula and y'all can see if y'all numbers come out to be seven. But this woman from Yale, her name is, I don't know her name. Whatever. She's a white woman. Whatever her name is. Oh, Laurie Santos is her name. Laurie says she decided to teach a class on the science of happiness. She says because people are having a hard time of managing their anxiety and their depression. She says we have some really crappy institutions when it comes to the kinds of things that will make us happier. It says if you think, what could you do to feel happier? Okay. And it also says our answers often involve changing our circumstances. Like, I need to get rich to be happier. I'll be happy when I get that relationship or that new job or that new promotion. Says most of the circumstantial changes you could make aren't going to affect your happiness that much. That's what she says. So then she goes on to say, after you're earning a middle class income, earning more money doesn't make you much happier. There's evidence that if you're earning about $75,000, doubling or even quadrupling your income won't actually affect your happiness at all. It won't decrease your stress. It won't increase your positive emotion. It just doesn't have the effect we think. So she says, here it is. How do you find your bliss? So she says, number one, she says you should rewrite, rewirements. So I'm assuming she's saying rewire, right? How you socialize. So she says, for example, take social connections. We know that pretty much anywhere you go in the world, people who are more socially connected, people who are interested in intentionally spend time with their friends and family members, they wind up happier. Does that sound like it makes sense? To be more social means that you're more happy.
Depends on who those friends and family members are.
Right?
Right.
She also says that some other things is one of the goals that she wants you to do is she wants you to try to experiment on yourself. Find out what works for you. Not being judgmental. Use more of the stuff that seems to be going well for you. And then she goes on to tell why she thinks Americans are so unhappy. And it's because she said in America, although we are considered a very wealthy country, we're also very unequal as far as the wealth. And inequality seems to really map onto happiness in a negative way. So the more unequal a country is, the less happy they are going to be. Brittany said, give me 75,000, I'll test it. That's what they say, right?
Well,
it's all about the money. Go ahead, Ken.
That's the truth. The most profound and accurate statement she had in that study was the last statement you just read about America and the unequal of wealth, or the lack of equalness in wealth. And I definitely don't agree with her money don't make you happy. Just to tell that to somebody they ain't never had the struggle. And I guarantee you when they get some money, we're going to be 10 times happier. I know I will. So I think it's just what she's from Yale. I just think it's one of those youth worthless studies. What is it you say, Brenton? The news you can't use? I think it's one of those articles of news you can't use. You know what I'm saying? It was some big work. I mean, I think half the stuff she said, I didn't agree with. But anyway, it is what it is.
Okay, so this is my question for you guys, and then we'll move on from this point. So what would you say you would need to have in order to move your number up by 1 or 2 points? Black, what would you say that's to take your 7 to a?
That one for me is actually easy.
Okay.
You know, at this stage in my life, it's all about my quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for me, you know, that's what I'm in pursuit of. You know, I'm 54 years old. I got, you know, some different health issues. You know, with a little bit of planning and changing some things in my lifestyle, I hope to be around another at least 20 years. You know what I'm saying? With that said, you know, my focus for me to be happy and to be happier, everything I do from this point on is about my quality of life.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a job right now. I am not even I'm not gonna say what I won't do. Before it's all over with, to pay my rent, I'm gonna have to sell some dick and some more stuff out there. But until that
Will there be any takers? No, just
there's some takings. There's some takers. Unfortunately, might not be of the female race, but that's a whole nother thing. But having said that, Kenny's face is killing me. Having said that, what I'm trying to do at this stage of my life is for me to be happier. You guys are killing me. It's about quality of life, you know. I actually made good. You guys are actually going off screen. See, now y'all making it impossible for me to answer this question for real. See, y'all are making it impossible.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up in inches of time. Look,
I could not keep my face straight. I apologize.
Miss David, y'all take it away. I'm sorry.
Oh.
And I was being so serious. I was being so serious.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Go on and finish, Black. My bad, man. Come on.
no.
Please. I'm gonna keep it together.
All I was trying to say was that, you know, I don't know what I have to do, but at this stage of my life, it is about quality of life. And so it isn't money. You know, I made good money before. You know, job I just left, I was making more than $75,000 a year, you know, but that wasn't what's driving happiness for me. At this stage, I want to be able to do something that I enjoy. Now, this study by this lady, you can't talk about happiness when it's such a subjective thing. But what's amazing to me is this is a Yale study. People of privilege, they'll find time to study things and make good money doing this study that took, I'm sure, years, you know, for her to tell us things that, like you said, is just useless. But anyway, I'm sorry, guys. You know, for me, it's quality of life.
If you don't do nothing else, everybody go back and watch this show just to make sure you heard what you thought you heard.
Yeah.
Listen, at the hour and 1 minute mark, just go back and make sure you heard what you heard. Ma'am, I don't even know what I asked. I don't even remember. I don't. Okay. How do you move your? What do you need to move your number?
I was really on par with him for a while, right?
Wasn't we all?
I ain't got nothing to say though. But however, I'm sorry to say this: money does make you happier, because if you have enough money, you don't have to tolerate as much foolishness. And with the right amount of money, you can even buy a better social circle. Let's just be honest. You know, people say that they don't want yes folks around them. That's a lie. I love to be surrounded by people that tell me I'm the greatest and agree with everything I say. Because I got a man and kids who gonna argue with me. That's enough. And my mama, that's enough. I don't need no additional folks.
Okay.
To be honest with me. So yes, money, of course, and I'm all about that quality of life stuff right now. I really am. That's why I'm always going to do things that make me happy and try to find areas in my life that are more fulfilling for me, whether it be a job switch or finding a career that I enjoy, etc.
Oh wow. Okay. Brother Kenny, is your answer gonna be the same, money?
What you said?
I thought you was going to say black. Is my no, sir? No, that's not going to be my answer. Not black. No, No, sir.
I know Black got expensive taste. He
And
like
then
crab
Devin-
legs and lobsters. You know what I'm saying? We in here. He
And
gotta
then
make a
Devin over here instigating. She
Y'all
talking
cut
about what
it
I'm
out.
selling.
I'm
No,
trying to
Devin,
make it through the rest
I
of the
ain't
show.
selling nothing.
Oh, goodness.
But for me, to move mine would be income and more, and just a steady stream of income and doing what my passionately love. Just because I know what my passion is. Because they say once you find your passion, you never work a day in your life. But to be compensated for my passion, I think that would definitely jump my happy meter up quite a few points. So yeah, that's it for me.
That's what's up, man. All right. I can't stay on this segment any longer because Black done messed it up for me. I love you, brother. And I mean, listen, this show would be nothing without your opinions, and I mean nothing.
For real.
Okay. So yeah. All right.
That's the truth.
Yes. Thank you, brother. If don't nobody else appreciate you, this guy right here does. Listen, I don't know who's gonna do a Lifetime movie about Lee Black, but you just better make. Oh, you. Okay.
I gotta put it on Zeus though. This Lee. I gotta put it on Zeus. We can't go Lifetime.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they can't. Those parental guard. They can't
It
handle
wouldn't
it.
be as
Okay.
good. We'd have to censor too much of it.
That's right. That's it. Oh my goodness. I thought Pulp Fiction was a mess. Wait till they see Lee Black. Okay. Anyway. All right, y'all. Patriot Dummies. Y'all remember those guys? Man, where they at? They were South Carolina, North Carolina. Somewhere they were going to a pride event, and the reality is that
Idaho. They were going to Idaho.
Idaho. Thank you, brother. There were 31 men in a U-Haul, and it wasn't in no big U-Haul. It was in the smallest U-Haul you can actually get. But 31 of these dummies were in here. But we actually got a hold of some information. One of the dummies, actually, his mama saw him on TV, and she recognized him even without seeing his face. She said, "Because I recognize those shades." And would y'all believe that those are those little 10-cent shades y'all get when y'all playing at the arcades and y'all find them because y'all got them coupon tickets? He had those kind of shades on, and so apparently his mama gave him an ultimatum that either you get out of this KKK Proud Boys type of gang, or you got to get out my house. Now, when she said that a whole lot of information went through my brain. Number one, why you still standing with your mama and you 27? And the only reason you can be standing in the back of a U-Haul is because you're 27 and staying with your mama. And then the reason why you want to hang out with these other fools is because you 27 staying with your mama and you willing to stand back there in the back of the U-Haul with 31 other men. Y'all, there was so much in this moment, and I just want to talk about what kind of fool would go into a situation like this just were we exposed to some fools here? I mean, man, the stupidity of even the mama, the way she let him come back home, but she wanted to give him an ultimatum. I know how you feel. I know you're gonna probably tell us if he was in your home, by all means. But what kind of fools are we looking at right here?
Man, I cut off anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care who gave birth to you. I don't care if you was my favorite child for 20 years. I will cut you out for being stupid because you're not gonna bring stupidity in my environment. You know what I'm saying? And these people, they are just dumb and they're followers. And I'm telling you, Trump needs to start his own like FLDS or cult or Mormon church or something. And he'd have the biggest fools. He could marry all their wives and daughters and nieces and stuff because they are just that ignorant and dumb. And his mama dumb too for allowing him to put up with that foolishness because I would have kicked him out. And he wouldn't be staying with me at no 27 playing Mortal Kombat, waiting on stuff like this and getting online buying a rhino permit. This is just dumb. It's just stupid.
Yeah, and I'll say this boy's name is Boyce, and his mama name, guess what? Karen. His mama name is Karen. What do you say, Brittany? The article mentioned that they groomed these young men at early ages, not much different from any type. Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. And so he was actually married with 2 kids back in 2018. and he got a hold of the name of the group is Patriot Front, and he over the internet, and it just, I mean, anybody that's 27 and with their mama, they got a lot of time on their hand, Black. And so how else? I mean, here's the reality: is people are profiled, right, by their personalities, and this is I mean, this is to the T. I can see exactly why this kid decided to go with these people because of what he's doing in his life. I mean, how can we make this stuff up, Black?
You can't. And Brittany's correct. The indoctrination starts early and young. And this has been going on, though, for much longer than people want to admit. And that's what birthed a Donald Trump. This ideology is what birthed the Donald Trump in the first place. The truth of the matter is this type of thinking has always been here. Donald Trump, you know, where I give him credit is he took what was once in the shadows and brought it out into the open for all to see. And he ran on that, on his campaign, Let's Make America Great Again. And now that it's, you know, when you let the genie out of the bottle, you can't put it back in the bottle, you know. And so this is what we're experiencing. And so now you have a sect of people that has always felt that. It's always been there. It's been the under the underbelly of America and who we are. And so, you know, you got privileged white men who believe that the country is being taken away from them, and they're willing to point the finger at anybody or anything that's different or they feel is taking away what that yesteryear life is. And of course, since we've taken God and out of schools and discipline and out of homes, that speaks to parents who are allowing young men to go with no level of accountability. We already talked about the disappointment of our school system. So is it no wonder that this creates this type of sect, that this type of national terrorist activity, and the underbelly is now riding on the surface of America? And that's just this they got caught. But think about in every city USA, the people that aren't getting caught, that are still committing these acts. So this is what we have. This is real.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, Kenny, I'm gonna let you have it. See, his mama thought that her going on to a news outlet or outing him would kind of shame him. Do you not realize what type of boy you got in your house? You're not gonna shame him. They're actually gonna take it as a badge of honor. She said she would love to make him feel ashamed for being a part of this, and maybe he'll leave it. I don't know who's more delusional, him or his mama. I mean, Kenny, this is a recipe for where we are. This is why this thing ain't going nowhere, because these people. This is not something that just happened. This wasn't microwaved, y'all. This been in the oven for a low and slow for decades.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I agree. You're right, Brenton. You know, this is what this country has birthed. This is the baby that you saying that was incubating for years, and now they've birthed it, and now this is where we are with these different groups that, you know, that not just pop up like just when you turn the lights on, they running everywhere, they running them up, you know. And you know, my thing is, you know, they was always preaching having gang forces, you know what I'm saying, to try to get these gangs in the inner cities. How come they ain't got some of these internet enforcers, officers watching what's going on these internet sites? How come America isn't doing that? Because that's what you're seeing a lot starting on the internet, these special groups. So I mean, why can't the government, you watch everything else? You know everything else about everybody. You get in everybody else's business. How come you're not thwarting this and putting these, you know, trying to nip this thing in the bud? So yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked. I'm surprised that his mama came forward, though. I'm kind of surprised that she said something. Not that it meant anything, but I'm just kind of surprised she said something.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm pretty sure she's a liberal and he's not. And I'm going to say this, and we can move on. You know, we're celebrating Juneteenth, but yet and still we're talking about a young man who lives with his mama and has no shame for racial, a desire for racism. we talk about all the time, this country is evolving. This country is not evolving, ladies and gentlemen. This country is chasing its tail like a dog. It's running around in circle while we yet still celebrate an event that happened over 100 years ago, and it just in just the last 2 years, white people acting like they've never heard before. But yet and still, we have young men that are taking off the white hoods and just putting up little COVID-19 masks, and they want to start trouble. We're just a dog chasing its tail. It's no evolution here. It's just, if you want to call something evolution, they're evolving from the white sheets to the COVID mask. It doesn't mean anything. So I just want y'all to know that for real. So that's where we are with that. So, yep. If y'all want to know, this ain't going nowhere because there's a lot of white boys. And again, I'm not just saying about the white boys. There's a lot of people that stay at home with their mama, and that's horrible. But that's another topic for itself, right? Okay. All right, what we got? Yeah, Lee Black Father's Day in the fatherless system. I can only imagine where you're going with this, brother.
This is actually an ode to my brothers. You know, yesterday was Father's Day, and that day is come and gone. I'm going to try my best in the interest of time to wrap this up in about 2 or 3 minutes, but I didn't want to lose sight of the importance of Father's Day, to be honest with you, because the day has come and it's gone. And I know I watch social media and we all wished each other happy Father's Day. And it was almost placating. It's the right thing to say, but I hope that we took more from it, you know, in wishing one another happy Father's Day, because I think in particular, men of color, we get such a bad rap in terms of being absentee fathers and what we can't do, this and that. And I even watch social media, and I even have friends, and I, you know, had some female friends even where I'm the father and the mother. Look, I'm not going to debate what your role is, because I think Black women do a tremendous job, have the hardest job on the face of this planet. Having said that, I want to definitely shout out my brothers, and we only get one day, where for one day, 124-hour period, it's supposed to be for us. And I want us to be celebrated, you know, those of us that are real fathers and in our children's lives, you know, all year round. You know, the story we just ended with, you notice the mother, there was no mention of the father here. So there was a study done, and it talked about the effects of the child support system upon African Americans, people of color. You know, and this was a study done by the Fragile Families and Child Wellbeing Study. And it took a survey of all of these men, because it wanted to look into whether child support policies, whether or not they were initially supposed to be colorblind and race neutral, but do they put low income men of color and their families at a disadvantage when it comes to racial inequities? And so the child support system was, you know, enacted in 1975, and it was supposed to be certainly set up to give support, you know, to those that can't support themselves. Did you know since 1975, the child support system has become a $114 billion business? $114 billion. Notice I'm calling this a business, because 77% of the cases within the child support enforcement system, 77% of the people are in arrears. They're behind on their child support payment. And I'll give you some more staggering numbers to think about, and I want to make sure that that I read it, got it right. Of those men who are at least $10,000 in debt, 11%, you know, those, it took 16% of their household, 11% of those people, that $10,000 represents at least 16% of their household income. Then 16% of those reported poor physical health, 14% reported depression, and a staggering 55% reported that they experienced some type of hardship and depression where they wanted to commit suicide, all within 1 year. And guess who this affects? Primarily men of color who are incarcerated and things of that nature. And so when you think about a child support system that was initially set up to be neutral, specific, and help children, in many ways, it's turned into a business that has hurt fathers and their ability to be able to care for their children. So when you see a lot of these African-American men wandering around here and they're facing economic challenges, mental challenges, and things of that nature, just think about how many of them are behind in debt and they can never be able to catch up because they're victims of a system that is designed to actually keep them down. And so I just wanted to point out that for my African-American brothers out there who are truly trying, I'm not talking about Nick Cannon, shame on you. I'm talking about the African-American brothers that are really trying to be in their children's lives, you know, even though they're wrapped up in a system that hadn't been a father to them. And it's hit me so hard because I don't know my father. And so I had to do everything in my power to be a better man to my son than the person that calls himself my father. And there are still a hell of a lot of good actual fathers out there, and they're not doing it just for one day. They're fathers all year round. And I just wanted to say to you guys, not happy Father's Day. Great to have you aboard. Continue doing your jobs.
Man, talk about a man that has a balance of 2 segments ago to come with all this wisdom.
Full circle, bruh. Full circle, bruh.
I'm talking about the Cabbage Patch coming around that thing. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Lee Black. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. My dad said something. He said, history with actual details exposes the mutation of all this food. And I agree. It does that for sure. Y'all, it has been an amazing show today. Y'all heard a lot. And I'm telling y'all heard some things that y'all probably don't even believe y'all heard, but you heard it. I promise you. You did hear it. And he meant it too. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I can't stop talking about that. I don't know why. I'm sorry. But it's final thoughts time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all for being on with me today, and thank the people for being and commenting. I sure appreciate you guys. So here we are. Kenny, give me your final thoughts, my brother.
Juneteenth, history. We're more than. There's a black people that's done a lot for us and still continue to do, do things for us. Also, my only last thought is to Brother. I must say that I've never lost my composure in front of a camera before, but your segment made me go, and I must say that was one of the most funniest segments I've ever been a part of. Salute, my brother, and hope somebody to buy what you selling. Hope you find somebody that's buy what you selling. That's my final thoughts.
Oh, madam, thank you so much, and the rhinos and all the other O's, they thank you for coming on, bringing this thing on out. But what's your final thought for me?
I'm just gonna circle back on that happy days, and I'm not gonna preach, but I'll just say this: I work in trauma and neuro ICU and all that other stuff, and I just see a lot of people leaving this earth really early or having like severe life changes at the drop of a hat. So I will say, yes, while we need to be saving money and being smart and making sure we have that cushion, just know that your mental health and your happiness will also increase your life span just as much as any other thing. So you need to be happy. You have to find a balance, even if it's Hennessy and weed. You need to be happy and find your happy space. For me, it's the beach and rum and people not getting on my nerves. And so you just have to you have to seek out happiness for yourself. And I'm not saying go to job tomorrow and cuss them out, you know what I'm saying? But at least start thinking about a plan B and start seeking those things out that will add to your joy.
Well said, ma'am. Well said. Brother Black, you got one more nugget in you?
I don't know about that, but I too want to speak on Happy Days segment. There's so many things that could bring you down and it could affect us every single day. And our sister Devin, she mentioned it. And so, talking about quality of life, D.L. Hewley said, don't let anybody rent space up here. And so whatever you're going through, whatever that is, we all have our unique challenges. you have to make a conscious choice each day to be as happy as you can. Some days are going to be better than others. So in the immortal words of James Brown, I'm black, I'm proud, and I choose to be happy and live and bask in my own joy of being myself. So I want that for everybody else. Find that little space and don't let anybody rent space up here.
For sure.
That's right. That's right. That's good. But you can have them rent other things you have, but not in your head, right? Black. Okay. I'm sorry. Boy, I promise you, I'm going to get off this show and I'm going to watch that part again. I just want you to know that, man. That was because I did. Okay, anyway. Listen, y'all. In light of this moment of happiness, I have a question for you all. Y'all ready? All right. When you hear the term walking life out successfully, what would that mean to you? What does walking life out successfully mean? Brother Kenny, what does walking life out successfully look like? What does that mean to you?
Pursuing your passion and pursuing it well.
All right. Black?
Book of Revelations, being on that narrow road that's leading to salvation. All
right, I like that. I mean, y'all see how he's so complex. Look at him, Madam. Walking life out successfully. What does that mean to you?
That means protecting my peace as much as possible.
She's consistent. She is consistent. Listen, don't get on her nerves. All right, Brenton, put everybody to the side. So here it is. If walking life out successfully was a person, this is what it looks like.
The best part is whoever's laughing.
I'm telling you. Oh man, if I could tell y'all what I thought who that was laughing, I'm pretty sure she was bullied in school quite often. But so listen, walking life out successfully means that everyone looks a little bit different than everyone else until the person walking life out does something stupid. So listen, everybody's walk of life is successful in their own eyes. Just don't do nothing stupid, like doing a cartwheel or some high heels on. You big dummy, and you done broke your shoes and you looking ignorant. So she was cute, honey, until she turned that cartwheel, and then it just went downhill from there, right? So everybody has success. It's relative. Just stop doing stuff stupid.
Yeah.
And you just keep on walking it out. Listen, y'all, that's Devin. That's Black, and that's Kenny. And we'll see y'all successfully on Monday walking.
Peace.